So I don't need to set up every input and route it, drag in every effect on every vocal chain every single time I set up to record. It's all right here. Vocalist comes in, I open up the template, and I'm ready for any situation or preference that they have. All stock plugins, so you can go ahead and add whatever extra effects you want in your vocal chain. You'll have the buses, the routing, and an easy way to record multiple takes just as you do in Pro Tools or Logic. I spent years working with vocalists and recording myself, revising this one vocal template to make it adaptable for any situation. There are multiple ways to record in this template. Utilize that, just customize it exactly how you need it. Working in IT at FSU's College of Music, we're back on the topic of templates and how to get an effective starting point for everyone. No matter what genre you're in or how you like to record, this template will cut those vocal project session times almost to zero. I'll make this easy to understand. The point of this template is to be versatile. So as you can tell here, docked to the left, we have the rough track. All we have to do is drag in our rough track, make sure it's routed to here, and we can control that. Next we have Edison. Essentially in Edison, you record in isolation from all the routing, all the effects, and everything else. Simply open this, hit record, make sure the input is on the one that you want, and you can just straight up drag that from here into the playlist. That's how I used to record for the longest time. But now I'll get into the main section of the template. So here we have the main vocal recording track. As you can see, it's number 3. And that's matching up with this track right here. So as you can see, we have all the takes made. I like to do 8 takes because after 8 takes, the vocalist just gets tired. Usually we're just gonna get the same result. This is actually for if you just wanna do a full-length recording. So if they're confident with the song, you'll just play the song, they'll sing it all the way through, and you're good to go. And so basically how this works, you can record enable there, go ahead and hit record. You have this countdown option. It'll give you 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you also have this loop recording feature. This is the best feature of all, because essentially you can record one and then the next take, when you hit record again, is going to go straight to that take 2. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that. Testing 1, 2, 3, I'm a singer. And then you just stop, go ahead and hit record again. Watch what happens. Go ahead and 1, 2, 3, I'm a singer, blah, blah, blah. So it's perfect. If you look at these, if we go ahead and unmute these, it'll automatically mute the previous one. So you're not going to hear that over it. And as you can see, it's automatically routed to route 3. And then if you want to record ad-libs and harmonies, usually I'll do like at least 3 takes of that. And you can do that here as well. So you have separate tracks for the ad-lib and harmony recordings. Then the third way that you can record in this template is if you're trying to do section by section. You can of course just punch in on this main track up here, but sometimes people just like to do a bunch of takes of each section. So here we have the verse, the chorus, and the bridge, and those are all separate tracks as well. And you don't even have to have the takes. You can straight up just record and it'll create a track for you. So as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and record something, and we'll go ahead and have that loop recording on, and it's gonna record another track. You don't even have to worry about routing and any of that stuff because it creates it for you right there. And of course up here we have the comp tracks, which basically just means when you're trying to look through all the takes, you take the best part of every single take and you drag it up here. So how I usually do that, I'll look through these takes and I'll drag the very best one up to this lead comp here, and I can listen through, and if there's a little section that I'm like, oh, that could be better, then I can just go ahead and listen to that one section too, and I can go ahead and cut that, straight up replace it. You know what I'm saying? Just straight up replace it. And I like to do this 3 times for the left and right. So the second best take I'll drag up here, and then we'll do that same process again. So that's basically for 1 in the chorus. A lot of people like to have a left and right. Gives that chorus effect, makes it sound like 3 people are almost singing. And then number 2, you also want to have some backup takes. So when you go over to your other project file where your song is, you have backup vocals. So if you realize, oh, this first take, there's a section that you didn't like, you have 2 more really good takes that are comped to perfection. And again, you can go ahead and route those to the comp track. So that's going to be track number 16 right here. And then now we'll go over all the routing and the effects. So essentially I don't put any of the effects straight on this. I go ahead and create the vocal chain right here. And this is just going to be a core vocal chain. So we have the compressor, our additive EQ, our subtractive EQ. We have a noise gate. So if you have background noise or something, you can go ahead and add a noise gate. And it's also a limiter as well. And you can tell routing by this little line right here. All that means is the audio from this track is going into here. And then we put all of our effects and separate tracks over here. So we can exactly control how much reverb we want and how much big reverb, how much delay, how much half delay, tape delay. And then we have a little chorus effect. So essentially as we're recording, so all these are gonna actually affect the recording itself. If you're recording and they want a little bit of reverb on their voice, a lot of times we want to record dry. So instead of putting all that reverb while you're recording, you can just go ahead and do it after. So the easiest way to do that is to just route this comp track straight to the vocal chain. So while you're comping, you'll be able to control exactly how much reverb and stuff that you want. Of course, some people, especially if you're live or something, like to record with reverb and delay and stuff like that. You can do that easily. Just control it over here. And here we have a special vocal chain. So this is where you can add any of your own plugins. Maybe you want some saturation or anything else that you have. So I know this all seems super complicated, but really isn't. The reason that we separate everything is to make sure that we can tell exactly where different things are coming from. If I were to just add all this onto here, I'd have a lot less control of how much reverb and delay and everything is going on. But essentially, because it's routed over here, I have multiple ways to control it. So I can control it with the levels here. I can control it down here with this volume. And the other benefit of separating everything is that you can separate from the vocal chain entirely. So if you want to just hear how it sounds, all you have to do, boom, we route it to the master. Or if you don't want your special effects for a second, all you have to do is boom, unroute it from there. Same for any of these. But if you do that, just make sure that you route it back to the master. So to sum up the routing, essentially you have the rough track going to the master, of course. Then you have your vocal recording where you're gonna put your input in. So that is being sent to this vocal chain with our core plugins, compression, EQ, limiter, gate. Then that audio is being sent to all of your effects where you can control them specifically. And you also have the option to add your own plugins right here. And once you're done, when you want to comp, then you can go ahead and route this straight to the vocal chain, figure out what you want to do from there. So just talking about it, let me go ahead and show you.
Show me why your hands are cold, turning around.
Of course, this template is totally editable. You can add plugins or customize it exactly how that you want it to. That free download link is down below. Reach out to me directly if you have any questions or problems with the template. I can easily update it or make sure that it gets sent directly to you. All I ask is that you don't redistribute it as your own, or if you're using it in content, make sure that you tag me at Jacob Dewitty. More templates, sample packs, and other free resources come with my ebook, The 6-Month Plan. It's 30+ pages of actionable steps that can help you in your music career and help you master music production. That ebook is something other people said that they wish they had when they started, so go ahead and grab that in the description as well, and I'm sure that you'll agree. Of course, if you want to finish a full song, you're going to need a full template and plugins, right? So make sure you watch this video next, and I'll see you there.